I'm Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law. We're an employment law firm based in Calgary, Alberta. And today I'm going to be answering the question, how does at-will employment work? So at-will employment, that doesn't really exist in Alberta, but we see numerous contracts, employment contracts, where an employee has agreed to be employed what's called at will. Those contracts are not enforceable in this province. It's illegal because I'll explain why. At will is a concept that comes from the States, from the United States. We often see these originating out of employers that are based in Texas. At will means that the employer can terminate the employment without giving you any notice. So, or any notice or severance. So they just say, well, it's been good, Joe, but you're done. And that's allowed in some of the states. Now, that's not allowed in Alberta. The Alberta Employment Standards Code, or any province in Alberta for that, or pardon me, any province in Canada for that matter. The Alberta Employment Standards Code requires that certain amounts be given to employees after their employment is terminated. And that's just sort of the bare bones, the bottom amount that you can be entitled to is the Alberta Employment Standards Code. You can also sue for higher amounts, but the very bottom amount, no matter what, no contract can say otherwise. The bottom amount is whatever's in the Employment Standards Code if you're an ordinary employee. There are exceptions to this for federally regulated employees and unionized employees, but for most employees, the bottom amount you're entitled to is in the Alberta Employment Standards Code. And that ranges from 1 week, that ranges from 0 weeks if you're on a probationary period, all the way up to 8 weeks if you've been there for a while. I think it's 10 years, it would be 8 weeks. So if any contract says that they can terminate without giving you any notice except for cause, then that contract is unenforceable. Cause that I referred to a minute ago, that I'm referring to just cause. Just cause is where an employer can terminate your employment without giving you any notice. That's a special thing. That's when there's misconduct or extremely poor work performance or something like that. But at-will employment doesn't relate to that. At-will employment is just saying we can terminate employment for any reason, anytime, even if there's no just cause, and we don't have to give you any notice or severance. And the very short answer to the very long answer I've just given is it's not legal in Alberta, so there is no at-will employment in Alberta. This has been Joel Fairbrother from Bow River Law, and I hope this has been